Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in this video we are going to solve numerical ability short aptitude questions for your TCS NQT examination. So if you are also going to prepare for your TCS NQT examination, this video is going to be very helpful for you as we are going to cover actual questions from TCS NQT. Make sure to watch the video till complete end so that you don't miss on any of the important questions. And if you have any doubts in any of the questions, please let me know in the comment box. And I just want one thing from you guys: if you are finding it helpful, please write the word helpful in the comment box so that I get to know how many of you are preparing for your TCS NQT examination, and I will post more videos related to it. So guys, just in case if you are not aware, I have a complete playlist on TCS NQT on my channel where you will find many actual questions that are asked in TCS NQT. Make sure to prep from those questions as well. So without wasting any time, let's get started with our first question. Let's look at this question that we have. Question is: answer the questions based on the information given below. The bar graph given below shows the monthly income of 3 different persons in 1000 rupees over 5 different years. Okay, so see guys, we have this graph. Okay, now based on this graph we will have multiple questions that we need to answer. Let's understand what this graph is saying. This graph is saying the like basically monthly income of 3 different person. Okay, Sanjeev, Sanjay and Sankalp. Okay, and in different years it is telling, and these are the amounts in 1000, which means 5000, 10,000 and so on. Let's see the first question that we have based on this. In 2012 and 2013 together, what is the average monthly income of Sanjay, Sanjeev and Sankalp? Okay, and we have different options. Let's try to solve this. See, we are asked 2012 and 2013, so we have to take this and this data. Okay, average income, monthly income of all three we are asked. Okay, so what we will do, we will take the incomes first of all. So see, blue is Sanjeev, then orange is Sankalp, and then gray is orange is Sanjeev, blue is Sanjay, and then gray is Sankalp. Okay, now let's understand. In 2012, for this blue one, this is how much? 12. Okay, this is 12. This point is 12. So I will note 12. Okay, and right now I am not taking 12,000 because at the end, final like once we have found out the final value, we will just multiply it with 1000. Okay, that is why I am not multiplying right now with 1000. Then let's take this one. This is how much? 10. Okay, so I am taking this one as 10, and then this third value which is 14. Okay, now in the similar way I will take all the three incomes in 2013. So this one is how much? 18, plus this much is how much? 16, plus this much is how much? I think 14 again. So see, we have taken all the amounts of for 2 years. Now we have to take the average. So what will I do? I will just divide it by 3. Okay, so finally when I will sum all of these, the value that I will get will be 84. Okay, divide by 3. Now 84 divided by 3 will be how much? 28. Okay, 3 2s are 6 and then 3 8s are 24. So 28 we have got. But as I told you, when we will get the final value, I will just multiply it with 1000 because it is told to us that the monthly income is in thousands. Okay, so our answer will be 28,000. See, there could be other way. What you could have also done is, instead of 12 you could have taken 12,000, right? Then 10,000. In that way, the calculation might become a bit complex. So that is why what I have done is I have simply taken those values without like thousands, and finally when I have received the final value, I have just multiplied with 1000. So we have got the answer as 28,000. So the correct answer is option number A, that is 28,000 is the average monthly income salary of all three of them for the year 2012 and 2013. Hope you have understood it. Let's move on to the next question. So see, this is the next question that is being asked on this graph that is given to us. Let's see. Sanjeev saved 23% and 28% of his monthly income in 2014 and 2015 respectively. Find his total savings over these 2 years. See, so how we will calculate? First of all, we have to see how much Sanjeev has saved in 2014. So see, Sanjeev is orange. So in 2014, okay, this is 2014. It was like, I think it is typing mistake here. So Sanjeev in 2014, his monthly income was how much? 24,000, right? So how much he has saved? He has saved 23% of 24,000. Okay, plus 28% of how much his income is there in 2015. His income in 2015 is, I guess, 18, right? So 23% of 18,000. Okay, so once we will solve it, we will get the answer. Let's see how we can solve it. So 23% can be written as 0.23 of 24,000 plus, okay, this was 28%, okay, because in 2015 he saved 28%. So 0.28 of 18,000. Okay, solving this will give you 5520 plus 5040, and finally when we will add them up, we will get the amount as rupees 10,560 rupees, which is our option number C. So the correct answer for this one will be option number C, that is 10,560 rupees is the total saving over these 2 years for Sanjeev. Okay, hope you have understood the answer. Let's look at this question that we have. A takes 4 days less than B to complete a certain piece of work. B can complete 1/6 of the work in 4 days. Both of them start working together and work for 6 days. What fraction of work is left? Okay, we have the different options, okay, as the fractions. So let's see how can we solve this question. See, based on the data given to us, first of all we will write some important things. Okay, what is told to us is B can complete 1/6 of the work in 4 days. Okay, which means 1/6 of work, okay, B can complete in 4 days. So one work means what? Total work. Okay, so one work or total work, how much he can do in how many days he can do? 4 into 6, okay, which is 24. So total work can be done in 24 days. Okay, total work by B will be done in 24 days. In the similar way, now let's see how many days A will take. So it is told that A takes 4 days less than B to complete a certain piece of work. So if B is completing in 4 days, so A will complete in how many days? A will complete in 24 minus 4, because it is taking 4 days less, right? So 20 days. Okay, so we have understood that total work will be done by B in 24 days and total work will by A it will be done in 20 days. Okay, now let's see what is asked to us is both of them start working together and work for 6 days. What fraction of work is left? Okay, so see, first of all we have to understand how much work they complete in 6 days. So for that, first of all let's see how much work both of them does in 1 day. So amount of work done by A in 1 day. Okay, so amount of work done by A in 1 day will be how much? Just simply 1 by 24, right? We can write it like this. And in the same way, amount of work done by B in 1 day, exactly same thing we are finding for B also. So it is 20 is the total amount of work. So in 1 day 20 will do 1 by 20 amount of work, right? So total amount of work in 1 day by both, total amount of work by A and B in 1 day, simply we will add these two things, 1 by 24 plus 1 by 20, right? You will have to take the LCM and all. Finally you will get the value as 11 by 120. Okay, now this is the amount of work that they will do in 1 day. So in 6 days how much work they will do? Simply we will multiply this with 6. This value is 6, so 6 into 11 by 120. So we will get the final answer as 66 by 120. So this is the amount of work that they are doing in 6 days. Now what was asked to us is what fraction of work is left. Okay, after they both do the work in 6 days, there will be some work which will be left after the total work. Okay, so how we can find that? So total work we have to consider as 1 minus this work that they have done in 6 days. Okay, which is 66 by 120. Now when you will solve it, you will get your final answer that is asked. Okay, so simply 120 minus 66 divided by 120. So this will be 54 by 120. So you can cut it with 6. So 6 9s are 54 and then 6 2s are 12, 0. So 9 by 20 will be the answer that you will be getting, which is the work that is left after they both work for 6 days. Okay, let's see, we have that option. Yes, option C is the correct answer for this question. Hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, you can let me know in the comment section. Let's look at this question that we have. In an interview, the ratio of number of qualified to disqualified candidates is 12 is to 5. If 40 less candidates had applied and 10 more qualified, then the ratio of qualified to disqualified candidates would have been 5 is to 1. Find the number of candidates who were interviewed, and we have different options given to us. Let's see how can we solve this question. See, first of all, the ratio that is given to is 12 is to 5, right? And this ratio is for what? Number of qualified to disqualified candidates. So what we can say, let number of candidates qualified and disqualified be 12x and 5x. Okay, 12x and 5x. Okay, now total number of candidates interviewed will be how much? Total number of candidates interviewed will be sum of both of them, right? Because total number is what? The number of candidates who have disqualified and the number of candidates who have qualified. We will just sum both of them. So total number of candidates we can say is 12x plus 5x. Now what is told is, if 40 less candidates has applied and 10 more qualified. So according to this data, we will now form our new equations. Okay. So according to this equation, what it is told is 40 less candidates has applied, which means number of candidates according to data is number of candidates, number of qualified. Okay, before number of qualified candidates, we have to write the data for total number of candidates. Okay, total number of candidates is equals to 17x. This is what? 12x plus 5x is what? 17x, right? So 17x minus 40. Why minus 40? Because it is told, right, if 40 less. So that is why I am writing according to this question. Now the statements I am writing, okay, according to questions. So total number of candidates will be 17x minus 40. Now number of qualified candidates will be how much? Number of qualified, it is saying if 40 less candidates has applied and 10 more qualified, then so in that way what we will write? 10 more qualified. So previous amount of qualified was 12x and 10 more as qualified. So that is why I am writing 12x plus 10. Okay. In the same way, number of disqualified will be how much? Number of disqualified. So has applied and 10 more qualified, then the ratio of qualified to disqualified candidates would be 5 is to 1. So disqualified, what we can consider is, see, we have total and then we have the amount of qualified. So if we will subtract qualified out of total, we will get the amount of disqualified, right? So what I will do is, I will just write the equation in this way: 17x minus 40 minus 12x and then minus 10, right? This will give me the number of disqualified candidates. When you will solve it, you will get it as 5x minus 50. Okay. Now what is told to us is, we are given a, this one ratio is given to us, 5 is to 1. Now this is the ratio for what? This is the ratio of qualified to disqualified. So this is our qualified value, this is our disqualified value. Let's write it down here: 12x plus 10 divided by 5x minus 50. Okay, now we have formed this equation. We need to solve it to find the value of x. Let's do that quickly. 12x plus 10 is equals to 25x minus 250. Okay, on further solving it, you will get the values of x as 260 divided by 13, which will be equals to 20. Okay, so the x value that we have got is 20. Therefore the total number of candidates interviewed will be how much? 17x, right? This was the value that the total number of candidates interviewed. So 17x, we will put our value 17 into 20, that will be 340, right? So let's see if we have that option. Yes, 340 is the correct answer for this question, because in the question also it was told, it was asked this only, that is find the number of candidates who were interviewed. So see, number of candidates who were interviewed, we already had the data in the form of x, right? That is 17x. We have to find out based on the data which is more given to us. So using that, we have found out the value of x, and then that x value we have substituted in our total value. So finally we have got the answer as 340. Okay, I hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. Let's look at this question that we have. What is the sum of LCM and HCF of these three numbers we have? Okay, and we are given different options. Let's see first of all how to solve this question. Okay, so see, what we need to find is sum of LCM plus HCF. Okay, So before that, our first goal is to find the LCM and HCF. Now we are having fractions. Okay, you have to understand that we are having the numbers as 5 by 18, 35 by 9, and then 15 by 63. Okay, which means these are fractions. Now in fractions, how can we calculate the LCM? So LCM is equals to what? LCM of numerators, okay, divided by HCF of denominators. Okay, you have to understand this because this is very important, otherwise you can't find out the LCM and HCF, and then how you will like do the sum, right? So HCF is what? Simply HCF we are finding, so HCF will stay on top and LCM will go down. Okay, and then again HCF of numerator and LCM of denominator. So now using this, let's try to find out. So in our case, LCM of numerators, so numerators are 5, 35 and 15. So we need to find LCM of 5, 35 and 15. Now for those of you who don't know how to find LCM, I'll just show once, and then using the same method you can also find it out. So 5, 35 and 15, simply in this way, it will get divided by 5. The least number with which they get divided is 5. So 5 ones are 5, 5 sevens are 35 and 5 threes are 15. Okay, now they are all primes, so we can just simply write the LCM will be 3 into 5 into 7, right? So in this case, the LCM of this will be 3 into 5 into 7, which is going to be 105. So we have found out this LCM now. Okay. Now what we need, as I told you, HCF of denominators. So HCF of denominators, what we have, denominators as 18, 9 and 63. Okay. I'll just show you once to find out how to find out the HCF also, so that you can do it on your own. So see, we have 18, then we have 9, and then we have 63. Okay. So see, using 2 we can find out. So 2 into 2 nines are 18, and then 3 threes are 9. Okay, and then only 3. So 2 into 3 square we can say. Then here the minimum number with which 9 can divide is 3. So 3 threes are 9, and then it is the individual. So 3 into 3. Then here we have again 3, because with 2 this is not divisible. So 3 twos are 6 and 3 ones are 3. Again 3, 3 sevens are 21. So again this is going to be 3 square into 7. So the HCF is going to be how much? Which is common in the least common, okay, which is smallest, which is common in all 3. So 3 square is coming in all 3, right? So 3 square will be the HCM of this one, okay, which is going to be 9. So we have found out the LCM in this way. Okay, now as I told you how to find out the like HCF, so it should be HCF of numerator divided by HCF of LCM of denominators. Okay, so HCF of what are the numerators again? Numerators we have is 5, 35 and 15, right? So HCF of these 3 will be your 5. Okay, I'm directly writing. I already explained you how to find it, so you can find it using the same way. Now LCM of denominator, so we have denominators as 18, 9 and 63, and then so the denominators of these LCM will be LCM of these denominators will be 126. Okay, so now we have found out the LCM and we have found out the HCF. What we were asked is to do the sum of them. Okay, so HCF plus LCM. Okay, so first I'll take HCF, which is 5 by 2 126, and then we have to do summation. Okay, which means add, which is 105 by 9. Now there are different ways you can solve it. Okay, you can do cross multiplication, you can find out the LCM of these below things. Okay, so one way of solving this is like, what I will do is I will multiply 14, okay, both, because 9 into 14 is what, 126. Okay, so I am doing this way, and then when I will do this, the below part will be common. Okay, because this will also become 126, right? That is why I have multiplied with 14, and then 5 plus this when multiply will be 1470. Okay, so finally we will get 1475 divided by 126. So let's see if we have that option. Yes, option second is the correct one. So answer 2 or option B is going to be the correct answer for this one, which is going to be 1475 divided by 126. So it was easy only. It's just that I explained you so that it took a lot of time, but I mean, when you will try to solve it on your own, it won't take that much of time. So make sure that you practice it on your own. Okay, let's now look at the next question. Let's look at this question that we have. An electric shop owner purchased a fan and a cooler. He sold the cooler at 15% loss and fan at 25% profit. If the shop owner had purchased the fan for rupees 512 less than the cooler, and the selling price of the fan and the cooler is same, then find the selling price of the fan. See, this is a simple question. Let's try to understand and let's try to solve it. First of all, what we will do is we will assume let the cost price of cost price of cooler and fan we will consider. Okay, cost price of cooler be X and fan be Y. Okay, now we have assumed these things, that the cost price of cooler is X and fan cost price is Y. Now what is given to us is he sold the cooler at 15% loss. Okay, so selling price of cooler will be how much? Out of 100%, 15% we will minus, because 50% is the loss, right? So 85% of X. Okay, that is the selling price of his cooler, which means we can write it as 0.85x. Okay, in the similar way, selling price of fan, what he told is he sold this fan at a profit of 25%. So I will write selling price of fan will be what? 25% means 125% of Y, right? So this can be written how? 1.25y. Now we have the selling price of cooler as 0.85x and selling price of fan as 1.25y. Now let's see what is the final thing that is asked to us. You have to find the selling price of fan and selling price of the fan you have to find. See, it is asked here. Okay, so see, selling price of fan is 1.25y. If we somehow find the value of y, we can find out the selling price of fan, right? So in order to find y, let's see what is the data given to us. We are told few things. Okay, that it is given that the cost price of fan is 512 less than the cooler. See, it is given here that if the shop owner has purchased the fan for 512 less than the cooler, which means cost price of fan is 512 less than the cooler. Now how can we write this in the form of equation? See, fan cost price is what? Y, and it is 512 less than that of cooler. So cooler we have considered it as X. So we have formed this equation now. Okay, that is y is equals to x minus 512. Okay, now there was one more statement that was told to us is selling price of fan and cooler is same. Okay, with this equation what we can say is these two like values are equal, right? Because these two are what? These two are selling price of cooler and fan. So based on this statement, that is selling price of fan and cooler is same, what we can write is 0.85x is equals to 1.25y. Okay, now this is one equation and this is another equation. Using this equation we have found the value of y in terms of x. So what we will do is we will put this y value in this equation. Okay, so 0.85x is equals to 1.25 and then x minus 512. Okay, we have substituted it in this way. So let's solve this one. 0.85x, this will be equals to 1.25 x minus 640. Okay, and then further we will solve it. This will be 1.25x and x values we will take it in one side, that is 1.25x minus 0.85x, and that 640 will go over there. Okay, on this side. Finally, when you will completely solve this, you will get the value as 0.40x is equals to 640, and then x value will be 640 divided by 0.40, which is finally going to give you 1600. Now we have found the value of x, okay, which is 1600. Now 1600, this value of x we will put it, okay, here in this one, that is our y value. So y value is what? X minus 512 and 1600 minus 512. This is going to give us how much? 1088. So we have now found out the y value. Actually, I told you in the starting of the question only, right? If we found out the y value, we can find out the selling price of fan, because we have already found out the selling price of fan in terms of y. So selling price of fan was 1.25y. Now 1.25 multiplied by 1088. This will give us 1360 as the final answer. So this is the correct answer for this question. Let's see if we have that option. Yes, option A is the correct answer, which is 1360 is the selling price of the fan. I hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, you can let me know in the comment section. Let's look at this question that we have. A sum of money amounts to rupees 9800 after 5 years and rupees 12005 after 8 years. At the same rate of simple interest, the rate of interest per annum is what? Which means we have to find the rate of interest in 1 year. So see, based on this data given to us, we need to find few things. First of all, simple interest for 3 years we can find out, right? How we can find out? Because we are told that the sum of money amounts to 9800 after 5 years and 12,005 after 8 years. So after 8 years to 5 years difference is what? 3 years. So what we can say, somehow simple interest for 3 years will be 12,005 minus 9,800, which is going to be 2,205. Okay, this is going to be our simple interest for 3 years. Now in the similar way, if we have to calculate simple interest for 5 years, how can we do that? So in order to do that, what we need to do, first of all we need to find out the simple interest for 1 year, and then we will multiply that simple interest with the 5. Okay, so then we will get the simple interest for 5 years. So how we will find out? See, this, we know that this is the simple interest for 3 years. So using this we can find out the simple interest for 1 year. 1 year will be what? Simply we will divide this by 3, and in order to find out simple interest for 5 years, we will just simply multiply it by 5. Okay, solving this we will get the value as 3675. Okay, this is the simple interest for 5 years now. Okay, now we have to find the principal amount. Okay, so principal, because why we are finding the principal amount? Because initially at the end we have to find rate, right? And simple interest formula, you also know what it is, PRT by 100. So if we have to find rate, then we already have simple interest, we have time, so now principal is remaining. So let's find out that one now. So see, in order to find simple interest, what we will do is we will do 9,800 minus 3675. Why so? Because you see, you know there is a formula, that is your amount is equals to what? Principal plus interest. Okay, principal plus interest. So see, if we have to find principal, what we will do? Amount minus simple interest, right? So that is what we are doing here. Amount was given to us as 9,800, right? And then for that the simple interest is 3675. So we have just subtracted that values. Okay, subtracting it will give us 6125. Okay, so 6125 is the principal. Now rate is what? So we have already seen the formula, so using rate we will find out. So rate will be what? Simple interest multiplied by 100 divided by principal into time. Let's substitute the values. So see, simple interest value that we have got is 3675 multiplied by 100 divided by the principal amount that we have got is 6125 multiplied by time value is given as 5 years, right? So we have to find the rate of interest, right? Like for 5 years thing, right? So that is why on solving this you will get the value as 12. So 12% is your rate value. Hence the correct answer in this case is going to be option number C, which is 12%. Okay, hope you have understood it. If you have any more doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Moving on to the next question. Let's look at this question that we have. Mr. Thomas invested an amount of rupees 13,900 in two different schemes, A and B, at 14% per annum and 11% per annum simple interest respectively. If the total simple interest earned in 2 years was 3,508, what was the amount invested in scheme B? Okay, so see, the question is simple. You just have to form the equation. Let's consider that let the amount invested in scheme A, invested in scheme A is what? X. Then amount invested in scheme B will be how much? See, we are told total investment amount is what? 13,900. If we have invested X in scheme A, then in B we will invest 13,900 minus X, because we know the sum of both is 13,900, right? Now using this we will find out the final value of our like how much we have invested in scheme B. Okay, so basically if we solve somehow the value of X, we will find out 13,900 minus what that value, and we will get our final answer. Okay, see, let's try to solve this. Okay, what it is told is simple interest earned in 2 years is 3,508. Okay, this simple interest is combined for both. Okay, so you know the formula, right? PRT by 100 plus PRT by 100. This is for first one, this is for second one, right? And then this will sum up to what? This will sum up to 3,508. Okay, let's see. Principal amount, first one we have considered it as X. Rate is told to us in the question as 14% per annum. Time is given as 2. Okay, and then divide by 100. Plus in this case it is going to be how much? 13,900 minus X, right? Because that is our second principal value. Rate we will consider at 11 because it is given in the question itself. And again time is 2 years and divided by 100, right? This is equals to what? 508. Okay. Okay, so we have formed the equation now. Now your duty is just to simply calculate and simplify this equation, this is going to be what? 28x minus 22x is equals to this 100 we will take common and send it there. So that value will become 3508.00 minus, and then some of the values from this side will go there, which is going to be 3900 multiplied by 22. Basically, if you will solve it slowly, you will finally get to this equation. This equation on solving further, we will get 6x, and then this side we will have 45,000. Okay, so x value that we will get will be 7500. So see, what we were asked is, we were asked the amount invested in scheme B. So scheme B was what? 13900 minus x, and x value we have found out. So 13900 minus 7500, this will give us 6400. Okay, so 6400 is going to be the correct answer. Okay, that is the correct answer for this question is option number A, which is 6400. Okay, let's now move on to the next question. So guys, so far we have seen and practiced a lot of questions. Now it is time for you to practice 2 questions, and I'm not going to tell you the answer of these questions. You need to do it on your own. That is, these are DIY questions that you do it yourself, and you have to write down the answers of these questions in the comment box. Make sure that you attempt these questions. Okay, let's see the question. The question is, a shopkeeper buys a pen for 40 rupees and sells it for 50 rupees. What is his forfeit percentage? The options that we have is 20%, 25%, 30% and 50%. Let's see the next question that we have. The question is, train running at the speed of 60 kilometers per hour crosses a 300 meter long bridge in 30 seconds. What is the length of the train? The options that we have is 200, 300, 400 and 500 meters. Make sure to attempt both the questions and write the answers in the comment section. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you do, please give it a like. If you have any more doubts, please drop them in the comment section. You can also join me on Telegram and follow me on Instagram as well. You can ask your queries over Instagram DM too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on any of the important updates on notification whenever I upload a new video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.